My name is Steve Twynstra, and I'm with Twilight Acre Farms. I'd like to welcome you to take a look at our pesticide storage facility. We currently are based in Ailsa, which is 20 miles basically north of the city of London. We farm around 4,000 acres of corn, soybeans, pedigree wheat, and some specialty dryable beans and IP soybeans. Our chemical or pesticide storage facility is actually a 40-foot shipping container that we've used for better part of the last 2 decades. We've upgraded it with a ventilation system that's also hooked onto a thermostat, so it's basically hands-off. It comes on whenever the temperature approaches 75 degrees and has enough capacity to keep cool air moving through the facility to not allow vapors to build up, but also just to maintain the condition of the pesticides inside if they are possibly in an open container, which we try not to do, but it does happen for short periods of time. The facility is also placarded as you can see in the pictures here, and notwithstanding that, we do invite the volunteer fire department down annually to take a look at the facility, to show them what's in here. All of our pesticides are stored in this facility because it is actually standalone from our main workshop and storage facility, so that way everything is totally independent. We have it locked for obvious reasons, the cost of the pesticides inside, but also to keep out people that really shouldn't be in there, and after hours and that sort of thing, it's always locked. We have 2 keys. One is kept in my possession, and the other is on the sprayer that we use on the keychain there. And that way, we keep track of inventory a lot easier because I personally look after all the pesticide application on our operation. This is done in assistance with a CCA that scouts all of our farms weekly in season, or at least seasonally as necessary, to basically recommend treatments, and this is over and above the plan that we put together in the wintertime beforehand. By having that plan, it allows us to actually book our pesticide needs in advance of the busy season, so we can work with a number of different retailers to hopefully garnish what we consider to be the best price for our needs. Okay. At our storage facility here, we tend to use as much bulk as possible. It saves on cleaning and rinsing containers. Time is always an issue for us when we're doing pesticide applications. So we try to use as much bulk as possible. We're fortunate that we have enough scale that we can accomplish and do that. One of the facilities that we have, or tools that we use for our glyphosate, which is a major product that we use, is a stainless steel tote. Most of you would be familiar with the 450-liter totes that are plastic. And I guess we've invested in a stainless steel tote which has the tie downs on it. We've got a cradle on our tender unit that we can strap it down, and we feel it's a lot safer than hauling around plastic totes. The way it's set up is whenever we need it refilled, we'll call our retailer up and they will just transfer 450 liters at a time into it, or as necessary. And this way, it's also a lot easier to handle with a forklift to move around. If you need a forklift to handle 450-liter plastic tote, this here is a little smoother on the sides. It's a lot handier to work with. And by the same token, we can dedicate a transfer pump to it, which also has a calibrated meter reader to it, which allows us to use the exact amount of pesticide that we require for each individual field or operation that we're doing. The shipping container itself has got, as you can see, 2 barn doors on it that are both lockable. And so it allows us to keep everything neat, tidy, and out of sight and out of mind, basically. The other things we've got in here besides the ventilation system, we have full lighting package inside, and since it is an old 40-foot shipping container, it's weatherproof with gap seals around the doors, but also on the barn doors on the end where we can actually run a lift truck in to carry totes of other products if necessary, if it's boxed up or that sort of thing. Other items that we have within this pesticide facility, you'll notice when I open the door, we have a container here which contains absorbent material to clean up minor spills, with a set of gloves and a smaller container to spread it out with. We also have in this container, we have a spill kit, which is easily accessible. Touch wood, in 5 years we've been located here, we've never had to use it yet, but it is available if necessary. Our water supply is a municipal water system that we're tapped into with a 2-inch meter, a 2-inch check valve at the meter, as well as a secondary check valve right where the outlet is. We have that so that we can prevent possible contamination into the municipal water system. We feel we have a duplicate fallback measure there, or some redundancy built in, for the simple fact that we have check valve here plus at the meter. So we feel we're pretty doing what we can to mitigate any disasters in the municipal water system. Notwithstanding the safety features we've built into our water supply system, what we are considering is a surge tank or a buffer system, where we would actually fill one of these tanks with a float valve with clean water and pump directly out of that, so there'd be no physical connection between the municipal water system and our water filling system for the sprayer. The other thing Twilight Acre Farms has is the reality that I do all of our spraying. There tends to be one point of contact, and being the owner-operator, I guess have a very personal reflection upon safety needs, and can take the time to do things properly. And if you can't trust yourself, who can you trust, right? So by doing it myself, it allows us to feel that we're doing the best that we can. We've never had a chemical spill per se, and as far as I'm concerned, we've got a great track record to fall back on in that regard. We try to organize our container as best as possible in a logical manner. All full containers, grass herbicides are organized together, broadleaves are organized in another location, totes are located along this side, and finally behind me is where we have all our empty containers. They're all pre-rinsed when I fill the container, or when I'm filling the sprayer, so when they're here, they're ready to go back to the recycling depot. Okay. At our telephone in our main shop, we have a list there which has all the emergency numbers on it, including our legal location of our property, the 911 address, and included in that is a Spills Control Action Center phone number. We also have contact information there. All of my employees know of this information. We go through it annually as part of our annual inspection and our discussion, and basically just remind ourselves what procedures we have in place if we do have a fire, or we come in at night and something's been broken into, or there's been any theft occurring or anything like that. Realizing we've invested a lot in our employees, they invest a lot of their lives working with me, and so we try to make it so we all benefit at the end of the day and feel we have a very comfortable and a safe work environment. Regulations can only do so much, but at the end of the day, it's the individuals that matter, and we like to be proactive and exceed any regulatory authority that might be coming down the tubes at us.